What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Executive's View. This is the view from on top. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with the executives talking wrestling tonight. And I do appreciate that. You know, my man Villian had to throw out his championship belt. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to honestly be talking about the PLE that just took place, Bad Blood out in Atlanta. But before I get started, man, let me get these guys in here, man. As my man alluded to, Villains in the building. What's going on, sir? How we doing?
Villain, we're here. I got, listen, when it's a wrestling show, the Villain's got to break out the big belt. Well, it's not the big gold belt, but it's the big belt for me. So I got to break it out as I'm doing the show with you guys. Good to see you guys. What's up?
What's up, my dude? What's up, my dude? Coach Lazare is in the building. What's going on, Coach? How we doing, sir?
Doing all right, man. Ready to talk about a big time PLE that happened in the ATL.
Yeah, man. It was one for the books, man. I'm just gonna start right there with you, Coach, man. If you can grade the show, you know what I'm saying, with A being the best PLE and with F being the worst, what would you put it?
If I had to give it a letter grade, I would say this was a B plus show.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was we'll talk about it. There was a match during this PLE that kept this show from being an A, you know, and so we'll talk about that. I loved it. It was just the flow. It's like a lot of people are giving our good friend Paul Trips, H, whatever you want to call him, about the 5-match PLE format, which again is like of its 5 really good matches, which this pay-per-view didn't have 5 good matches, but the good matches were really good. The opening match, it was bookended by great matches, and then you had some stuff in between that I'm sure we'll go over, but I give it a B plus.
I can respect it. I can respect it. Villain, I thought at you, sir. If you can grade this show, letter grade school wise, man, what would you put it?
I give it a solid B. I think Steve hit it on the head. I think the opening match and the finale were really good. I thought there was a solid matches in between, not great but solid. I think I would have liked to seen another match or two on the card, to be honest with you. It played like an episode of Raw to me, than more than a pay-per-view, just with the format. With when I was watching it on Peacock, you had the commercials, you had the backstage stuff. So it really played like a really high-end, either I wouldn't even say a Raw, like more like a Saturday night main event. Kind of like that.
Yeah, like WCW used to do like the Clash of the Champions.
Clash of the Champions,
right.
absolutely.
That was like a Clash of the Champions. Not quite a pay-per-view, but a little bit more important than a Nitro.
Right. Yeah, so I think that's kind of how it played, but I thought it was a solid B.
So I'm gonna go ahead and buck the trend here. I will give it a C. The opening match with Drew and CM Punk lived up to the billing. The finale with not one, but Cody and and company lived up to the billing. And again, we could break down these matches individually here in a little bit, but like you said, Coach, the stuff in the middle, it didn't hit right for me. The Nia Jax Bailey match, like Coach, me and Barry were talking about it in the green room. Like it felt like both ladies missed some spots. It felt like there was just some stuff missing there, and then you got the whole Tiffany Stratton fiasco. That took place. The whole Damian Priest Finn Balor thing. It was a lot that just I felt was missed.
We can get right into that. I mean, we can break this thing down. We can go in chronological order. We can just go, it's only 5 matches.
Right. So, I mean, so we can definitely do that. So, but with that being said, let's go ahead and break it down top to bottom, man. Start with the Hell in the Cell. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. It was so good. It was so
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
But yeah, go ahead and talk to me about it, Coach. What'd you have with it, man?
So, you know, we are of the age of I remember the very first Hell in a Cell match,
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny how it's like they restored the feeling. It's like Hell in a Cell is a big payoff. It's bigger than a cage match. It is Hell in the Cell. And for the last couple of years, Hell in a Cell has just been like, oh, it's just a cage match, but it's just like a big cage.
Mm-hmm.
This was a Hell in the Cell match.
Oh yeah.
Right.
This wasn't just a really big cage match. This was a Hell in a Cell match. This was storytelling at its finest. This
Mm-hmm.
was everything that I thought this match could be and more. Big ups to Abyss. Abyss produced a hell of a match.
Yeah.
Abyss has been cooking. He produced this match. He's been producing these Braun Strowman and Big Bronson Reed matches. It's like
Mm-hmm.
Abyss is in his bag.
Yeah.
What he's been doing backstage. We know Punk and Rollins is going to be a thing as we saw on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see when those 16 staples in Drew McIntyre's head heal, like where he goes. But as
Yeah.
far as the match on Saturday, it was up and down, back and forth. It was like the toolbox shot, unprotected toolbox shot, which led to
Yeah.
those 16 staples. Like this is crazy for Drew McIntyre to be like, all right, Punk, and then you're gonna hit me with the toolbox.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, these guys, and then for Punk to be like, oh yeah, get the beads, get the, put the, like for those guys to sit there and put that together. Like I said, after the debacle that was the Fiend and Seth Rollins Hell in a Cell match with the red light and the DQ finish in a Hell in a Cell match, it's like I was like, you know what? Maybe the Hell in a Cell match has run its course, but Saturday night in Atlanta, these two men restored the feeling.
I think
they really did.
I think the biggest thing with this match, and Villian, I'll come to you in a minute, was the storytelling and the build up to this was so well done. It was so well done. So it had to get bloody. It had to get gory. It had to go back to Attitude Era and before that. I mean, this made me think of old Mankind, Undertaker type stuff. This made me think of Edge and Randy Orton type stuff. Like, I mean, it went back that far back for me.
Yeah.
And kudos to these two gentlemen for putting on one hell of a match. Villian, talk to me, man. Hell in the Cell. What's crazy, man? How you feel?
I thought this was the best match of the card easily, and it was crazy because it was the first match and it got you so high, and then the pay-per-view. Not that I'm saying the pay-per-view came down, but the match was so high that there was nowhere else to go. Right. Great. I remember the first Hell in a Cell. My favorite wrestler of all time, Shawn Michaels, right there and behind me. And you remember the build up to that match, right? It was after SummerSlam, Shawn, Brett, and Taker. Shawn cost Taker the match, and then Taker and Shawn had a match, and there was always interference. And the only way to settle it was put a cage and then a lid on top.
Yep.
Invented by Cody Rhodes' dad, the late great Dusty Rhodes, right? So, you got to understand the build up to that match, that first Hell in a Cell, and then the stakes in that match were high because obviously that was going to be the number one contender. But the brutality of that match, like it was really a squash match. Shawn had his moments, but really Taker beat the hell out of Shawn, and it was Taker getting his hands on Shawn. So the build up to this match was the same way, right? With Drew and Punk. No clear winner, always something going on with these two. It has to be settled. This is the dust settling, right? In the Hell in a Cell. And I think to Coach's point, they really had that storytelling in that match, right? With all the spots that they had. And Punk is a guy that can carry this type of match because Coach is right. Like I've seen Shawn Taker, I've seen Taker Mankind, but I've also seen Taker Big Boss Man in Hell in a Cell Kittle match, right? At WrestleMania. So there's been highs and lows in this match. So this match, Triple H understands that this is a special match and you got to book it that way. And these guys are two guys that can handle this match. Punk is obviously a professional. He's a pro, and he really carried a lot of that, that weight into this match and really did a lot of the great spots. That ending to the match where, I thought Drew had his back broken on those stairs. I mean,
oh God, yeah. Oh yeah.
it was just such a great spot. And it's a great way to end the match, and Punk wrapping the steel chain around his leg to go to sleep. It's just great storytelling, right? You're right. Abyss really is a great booker in that sense, and he's had some really good matches in TNA. People don't really
Monster Ball. I mean, the inventor of the Monsters Ball matches.
Absolutely. That's a really great match. But give Drew McIntyre credit. It was crazy to see Punk take the wrench and dig in his head.
Yeah, that was wild.
That really bust him open, right? But these two guys went for it. They went all in, gave the fans a great match. And Drew McIntyre is to me a guy that really deserves to be in that main event card. I really hope that what they do is keep Rollins and Punk on Raw, have them fight it out with Gunther, because you need a face against Gunther on Raw. Move Drew to SmackDown because you need a strong heel to go against a monster face and Cody. Yeah. I'd love to see those two really kind of get a payoff in that type of match, because Drew deserves to be main event level. I don't think he does. He shouldn't go back to an undercard. It did not like this was an undercard, but this is like a semi main event because you have two top guys going at it just below the belt. So I think Drew really deserves it. He put on a really good match. He just works. He's really come a long way.
Yeah, he has.
I mean, to your point, I think we need to figure out what they do with Drew next. I mean, if you look at the landscape of Raw, there's really nothing for him over there at this point. I mean, he can go at Gunther, but
two heels don't.
Well, the thing is, like, I think they may have to turn one of them face.
I wouldn't do it because you need a strong heel. Because you just flipped your major star in Roman. You didn't flip him, but he flipped to a face. Now you got two faces on SmackDown.
SmackDown, yeah.
You don't have enough strong heels. Drew can be a strong heel. He can do it.
Yeah, because solo it can't do it by itself. You need another heel on SmackDown, and Drew McIntyre would fit.
Well, I mean, speaking of heel on SmackDown, Kevin Owens just flipped.
Well,
is that a work or a shoot or a work?
Now that's definitely a work, because WWE took a chance. They was like, okay, we're gonna set these guys up where we know fans will be after the event.
Sure.
And we're hoping that in this society, when something happens, what do people do? They pull out their cell phone.
Yeah, pull out the cell
phone. So then fans pull out their cell phones. They see this, and then all of a sudden Triple H is like, well, we're aware of the situation that happened after Bad Blood on Saturday night, and even on Raw, you had Wade Barrett was getting ready to talk about it, and Tess was like, oh, well. We have this statement from COO, Paul Triple H Levesque, and so they are treating this like this is an actual, and it's like, look. I mean, kayfabe is back, boys. Kayfabe is back.
Well, the thing is, like, if you kind of read the tea leaves, you know what I'm saying, kind of how this whole KO Cody thing has been going over the past couple weeks. The fact that Kevin Owens just flipped shouldn't come as a shock. Like he's been having some type of internal battle with Cody for a while, especially as it pertains to this bloodline situation, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But
Kevin's a better heel.
Yeah, he's much better heel. His heel work is legendary.
I mean,
he's much better when he's on the heel side of things. But then again, that's a heel on SmackDown. So I mean,
right, and that's what I was going to say. Back to your point, we have a strong new heel on SmackDown, and Kevin Owens, and I'm waiting for Randy to flip.
See,
I don't think Randy's going to flip. I think at this stage of his career, like, you just can't. You got to love him. You don't want to hate him.
Randy Orton is having a blast. I've said this a bunch of times. He is having so much fun right now, and he's the OG. You know, like last night on NXT, he had the match with the Javon Evans kid. He had missed the spot. Old Randy Orton would have told that kid, you know what, get this kid out of here. You know, he literally in the ring gave the kid a hug and was like, man, no, you're good, man. You're good. We just had a hell of a match. I mean, things happen, whatever like that. Randy Orton wouldn't have did that 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
This back injury, which like was very serious. Like we all like, we got some execs who aren't too keen on, that aspect of wrestling. These guys really do get hurt,
Shout out to Unc.
Yeah, and Larry too. Larry be LJ, but like Randy Orton, that injury, like the thing that he loves so much, the thing that's literally in his DNA, almost got taken away from him before he wanted it to be. And I feel like since he's come back from that injury, Randy Orton is like, you know what? I spent all these years being a a-hole pretty much. I think we all remember like when he gave Kofi a real RKO.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He hit him with like an actual real RKO, and then called him stupid, in the ring. Yeah. And and then he got Mr. Kennedy fired for a bad, back body drop.
Well, not just him. It was John. John Cena did it too. They both complained.
They both complained. So it wasn't
listen, I was there, bro.
You were there.
I was there.
Yeah,
I know.
You were there. So like, yeah.
I used to get all the tea, brother. I know.
Yeah, so it's like so then you would know more than anybody here and more than a lot of people. It's just like this is a different Randy Orton. He's having fun with this. And I don't think you can turn him heel unless he wanted to. But it's like I think Randy Orton is in his like big OG era, where it's like he gives the kid a shot last night. They had a good match. The kid blew the last spot of the match. But it's like the rest of the match was actually really good. And that kid, my kid is older than that kid. That kid's gonna be a superstar because that kid already gets it. But like I don't see how you turn Orton face because I think he is enjoying this kind of like Renaissance era in his career.
Yeah. I don't think the crowd would accept it serious, right? If he did turn heel, like they would just be like, "Oh, it's Randy, we love it." You know what I mean? I don't. I feel like they wouldn't accept it.
The thing is, like we OG wrestling fans know Randy Orton to be the Viper, to be one way. You know what I'm saying? This, cuddly, kumbaya, let's hug and kiss babies and do all. This is weird for me.
It's strange. Yes, it is. I admit it is strange.
And so I'm waiting because the whole storyline as it's being played out right now on SmackDown with the Bloodline and now Kevin Owens flipping and all other sort of stuff. Randy said something on last edition of SmackDown. He goes, "I'm not going to have a problem with this unless you make it a problem." You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden we go to Bad Blood, and what took place at Bad Blood took place at Bad Blood. So I can't wait to see what takes place tomorrow on Friday on SmackDown to find out how that whole thing plays out. But we are going down a rabbit hole, which I don't mind. But I did want to talk about the next match, Nia Jackson Bayley, a match that I felt failed to reach expectation. Again, me and Villian were talking about this in the green room. I'm not too sure about this match, man. Villian, how you feel?
I felt like this, unfortunately, was the weakest match on the card. And I really like Nia Jax. She's a beautiful woman. I think Bayley's really good. She's a solid worker, but I think for the most part, there's two reasons why I think this match kind of fizzled. One, there was like about 3 missed spots. Like I thought Nia almost hit that Hurricane Rana.
Almost. She
just missed it. And then even the announcers were kind of confused. Like I think she countered it. No. And then there was a Samoan drop that she missed, like off a counter. So there was like that kind of slowed the pace down a little bit. But what's really bothering me, and I think somebody just mentioned it on the chat too, I'm really tired of Tiff not cashing it. And it's like it's rinse and repeat, repeat. Here she comes. She's gonna cash in. Nia looks up. Then she doesn't do it because she's afraid of not. Like, just do it already, or like shit, or get off the pot. You know,
So okay, so
Like-
here's my theory behind that. And
Mhm.
Philip, I definitely want to hear your position on it. I honestly believe that she's cashing in that crown jewel. And
I wouldn't doubt it. But it's like
making it
against
three-way.
who? Against who?
Well, let me
Against who?
see.
But
It's
but
champion
see,
on champion, right? So
yeah,
who's
that's what I
the
mean. So she could come out in that match and she could cash out against Liv, your girl, or Nia,
yeah.
right? So it's like she'll come with the like, here. I want to catch. Look, who are you going against?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like the
They'll
thing
both
is,
they'll both be laid out in the ring.
and she'll
Something will happen, and then she'll have to make
she'll
a
pin,
she'll
pin
have to make a
Liv.
decision on who she wants to pin. You know,
She'll pin
that's
Liv.
how it's
right.
gonna be. Yeah. Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it's gonna play. I can almost see. I think you called it properly. So I think that could happen. But you know, I gotta acknowledge though, when Nia did the Undertaker like that,
Yo,
that had me. I was like, I did enjoy that part. I did enjoy that
it was
part.
good. It was good. It was good.
Yeah,
Steve,
right.
talk to me, my man. This
Look.
Nia Jax Bailey matchup. How you feel?
Look, I'm gonna just parrot some of the same things that Villian said. It's like Nia Jax, who I love, Bailey, who is just a solid worker. She just goes in there and just wrestles. You know, she knows what to do. Nia Jax, who in this last year, now over a year that she's been back with the company, she has improved. You know, people don't realize she was a train wreck. She was just big and strong and throwing people around. And I feel like she had improved, and she's improved to enough to the fact where they will like make her champion. But like some of that old stuff kind of crept, some of that old stuff kind of crept back, and it's like that recklessness. It's like she hadn't been so reckless, and some of that kind of crept back in that match, and I didn't like that. I mean, it's just like she's been doing so well. Like she almost hit that Hurricane Rana, the Samoan drop, which was like, geez, Louise, you know, that was a bad spot or a miss spot. Guys, the nature of the Money in the Bank briefcase, this is what happens with it. This is what happens. It's like, you know, Seth Rollins had the Money in the Bank suitcase for almost a whole year and then cashed in at WrestleMania.
Damian Priest.
Yeah, Damian Priest. Like this is what they
the first Money in the Bank. He didn't cash in until December.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is what they do with the Money in the Bank match, and I think it's one of those things where it's like, you know, it's all these pump fakes. And it's like, yeah, it can get a little tiring and stuff like that, but it's like I feel like I give them some, at least they're doing some creative fake cash-ins, you know. And I think I do think like the crown jewel thing is interesting to me, where I think there might be a situation where the two champions are laid out in the ring and she comes out and she's like, who do I pin? And then she pins Nia, and then it's like, or whatever, you know, something like that happens or whatever like that. But Nia Jax, I do give her credit. Okay, she's a powerhouse wrestler who has a powerhouse moveset. She's trying some new stuff, and Bailey is trusting her enough to let her try this new stuff. I mean, it's not hitting the mark, but at least I give her kudos for trying to expand her, you know, moveset. She tried like a Walls of Jericho lion tamer type submission, you know, like so like she's trying to expand her moveset. So I at least give her I give her an A for effort.
All right, so
like she's kind of fumbling around through,
and that's
match,
the thing.
And then
say,
she gets to her finish, and then that's it. She reminds me. She's almost like a female version of Vader Light, like big bad Vader Light. Like really, you know what I mean? She's freakishly athletic for her size. So was Vader, right?
Yeah.
But she could be also freakishly dangerous too.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the thing is, like you alluded to, Villian. I'm gonna say this is gonna sound really bad, but I don't believe she is a main event star. I think that I think she's right above being in NXT.
Okay.
And the thing and the thing is, and again, Villian and I spoke about it in the green room. I can name off 10 of the women's division wrestlers that I will put above a Nia Jax. I can spit them off, but the fact that she's big, or the fact that she fill in the blank. I just do not feel as though she is championship material. And at some point, they're gonna have to rip that belt off of her and send her
You give
ass
it
back
to who?
down. It doesn't matter, to be painfully honest with you. Like there's a pump fake that Charlotte Flair is maybe on her way back. We don't know about that. Bailey can take it back. Who knows? Tiffany Stratton can take it. I don't know.
I mean, I actually think one of the girls from SmackDown would be an actually nice fit.
I mean,
liked
I
what
would
saw
love
from Mitch in Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green can work.
Chelsea Green
Yeah,
can work.
yeah,
Jade
yeah.
Cargill can work. I mean, Bianca Belair can work.
Yeah, Bianca Belair is babysitting Jade Cargill.
Jade Cargill right now,
Yeah,
right?
that's
So it's
yeah,
like, so she's doing that right now. So it's like,
yeah.
and
But like
watching that match last night, NXT is like she's gonna have to be babysitting her for a little bit
for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna have to babysit her for a little bit.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, so that
What
match
do
was
now?
right. So that match was what it was. Flipping
Mhm.
ahead to the next match that we got Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
Mm.
I don't even know what to think about that one, dog. Like, Coach, talk to me.
Look, we talked about like levels of matches. This was a Raw match. This was a match that I would expect to see like main event on Raw.
Yeah.
Or maybe even like second and last match on Raw, like the undercard match or whatever like that on Raw. This was a very elaborate, very extravagant Raw match to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, two very good wrestlers in a storyline that I don't care about anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't care about it anymore. It's like the whole, we saw the Judgment Day turn breakup coming, and I think they rushed it a little bit, because then like, now what? You talk about what a guy's gonna do. You got these two guys. So like, what does the Judgment Day do now? Damian Priest even kind of said in the presser, like, "Oh, I don't think I'm done with this." Like, no, Damian, you should be done with this.
Right.
You really should be done with this. The Judgment Day should be done, and we'll talk about the next match. I'm done with that too. It's just like I am done with all Judgment Day related things.
Yeah.
I just feel like we need to stop this and we need to pivot to something else. It's
But
like,
the question is, what else?
Yeah. Well, you know what? That is why Paul gets paid a lot of money.
Like, I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is why he gets paid a lot of money, because it's like, you have these people who, they're talented. But I mean, look, I don't want to take anything away from either one of these guys. Like I said, two very good wrestlers. It's just like, you have a guy in Priest who, he has the look, he has the skill, he's paid his dues. He had his chance with the title, and I feel like he's a guy who proved that, like, hey, I can be a guy, I can be a main guy, I can be in the mix for the gold. Finn Balor's a guy who, he was the very first Universal Champion, and sadly he got hurt in that match in which he won the Universal Championship, and I feel like he just never got it back.
Yeah.
And it's sad. He just never got it back. And then he brings out the Demon for the match against Roman Reigns and loses. And I feel like that was kind of that was the last shot of Finn Balor to kind of get back, and then he did.
Right.
And it's just, Finn Balor's a guy who, and I hate to even bring up his name, but it's like, I'll just say V. I feel like a V would have been gone a couple years ago, prior to when he was kind of escorted out. Maybe he gets a chance to get back, but I feel like at this point now, he is kind of like treading water in the mid card. It's like, what do you do with a guy like Finn Balor? Do you get him to go after the Intercontinental Championship? I mean, a U.S. champion. It's like, do you move him to SmackDown and like get into it with LA Knight or something like that? I don't know. It's just like, with all this Judgment Day stuff, like I said, we'll talk about Liv and Rhea next.
Yeah.
But like, just
Don't talk about my mommy. Don't talk bad about my mommy.
Everything Judgment Day related. It's just, we need something fresh, because I don't like the way it's going.
I mean, to your point, I'm kind of curious to see what more they could squeeze out of this. I mean, we said this last time we spoke wrestling on the show. This bloodline thing can feed generations. They can just keep going with this, and it can feed generations. And I think with this Judgment Day stuff, I think they're trying to do the same thing. Because there's so many different storylines that they can pull out of it. And now with Raquel Rodriguez coming back in the picture and aligning herself with the Judgment Day and Liv Morgan, and everything, like, I feel as though they're trying to push this proverbial cart down the runway, at least until, Mania, if possible, before they all pivot and do something else. Right. Villain, I'm not sure if you spoke about it or not, but this,
I didn't.
Damian Priest, Finn Balor thing, man, where's your head at?
I agree with Coach. I feel like it's run its course, at least with Finn. I disagree with Liv and Rhea, just because those two in the ring together just
it's just awesome.
It's just awesome. God is good.
All the time.
Oh yeah, I don't say no. Don't say God good. No, I'm saying.
They're not saying about Jesus.
Yeah, he's about Jesus. Listen, there's just no one in the Judgment Day that really you would want to put up against Damian Priest. You had Finn in that match, just like you said, was a Raw main event, right? Maybe even an NXT main event, if we want to be honest. Like, seriously, you know what I mean? Like I said before, it's probably a match you would put on a Saturday night main event. And that's no disrespect to these two. It's just that you had Priest with the title, and then you have Finn Balor that hasn't really had the title. Now he has the tag team title. That's about it, right? So there's nothing there's nothing really that you would want to put these two together for. So I think it's time to the Terror Twins. I think I want to break them up because I want Jay and Rhea to be, she did.
I think the thing is with Jay, again, especially with Jimmy back.
Yeah.
He's gonna
I know.
Bloodline stuff.
I know, but it's Rhea.
I know.
It tickles my heart every time I see it do a yeet because it's like
it's so cute. It's so damn cute.
But but seriously, yeah, I think you gotta find something else for Priest to do. I feel like his title run was okay, and I think it was believable, which is good. So now I think you have to build on that. What I would probably do is I would pit him. It's tough because you turned him face, and there's really no other heel to go after. So probably if you don't move McIntyre to SmackDown, what you do is you put Punk in the main event for the title, and then you have Priest and McIntyre go after each other for a number one contender spot. And then that's how you push. You could push one of them to another. Just get them into a new program.
Yeah.
Right.
And get them together. Because I just feel like you had Finn and then you had Carlito and everybody come in, run in. And it's like, well, if you had him against Finn, would you really want to put a pay-per-view match with Priest and Carlito? Like, no, there's just nobody left in the Judgment Day for him to go after. So,
he's better than everybody else in the Judgment Day. Like,
exactly,
exactly.
Dom,
it's
run its course.
It's
run its course, right? So we're good here. I think you had Priest and Dom going at it on Raw, and it was like I would rather have seen that at a pay-per-view than Finn. So, and no offense to Finn, because I really like him. I thought he had a solid match. It's just not pay-per-view worthy. So it just wasn't. It just probably was one of the weaker matches in the card.
I feel you. Kind of pinballing that into the other Judgment Day business. We had.
I gotta pause on this. Giancarlo Stanton is the real deal on this Yankee team, not Aaron. Like Giancarlo shows up in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
Thank God. I needed that.
He's the Robert Horry of the Yankees. He's just like
there you go. He stole a base. He stole a base.
He stole a base today.
Yeah, Will standing there, man. Like,
Yeah, man. Like he's showing his behind out today.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So,
Ricky standing out there, man.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Sorry,
All
I'm sorry.
right, no, you good. I mean, I'm a little bit behind, but yeah, I needed that. I mean, John Carlos. I mean, I think he's 3 for 3 right now.
Bullet.
You know,
He's hit
he's ripping stuff. But with that being said, you know, Villian and my two girls, our two ladies went at it. You know, this match was interesting for me. Very, very interesting for me. But Liv Morgan did retain via DQ. Raquel Rodriguez interjected herself into the match.
Happy to see her back.
I'm very happy to see her back. But you know, Villian, what do you think, man? Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley.
Those two work really well together.
They really do.
And they really know each other. They feed off of each other. Like they really played that Rhea's the monster. Liv really, you know, I don't know what to do kind of thing. But like it's so funny because the match was so good, and then once Dom came out of the cage, it was like, Rhea, don't get distracted by it. Please don't. And then it's like, yes, got to go mess with him and take the kindle stick and beat him like a pinata. And then, you know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah,
it was just weird from that perspective, but which was a down because it was a really good match. And Liv really sold the fact that Rhea beat the crap out of her and had her laid out in the ring, and to the point where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like, you know, you could have counted for days and she would have never got up. So
right. I mean, we could have said that for Nia Jackson Bailey, because I mean Bailey had her pinned for like
for
a
minute, right?
You know what I'm saying?
No, I think it's good. I think it's good to keep the title on Liv. I think it was a smart move. I feel like eventually, you know, Mommy will get her title back, but I think you keep it going, and you keep the suspense. Like, will she ever get it back? You know what I mean? Like, can she get her focused enough, stop worrying about Dom to get her belt back? You know what I mean? So I think it's a good stepping stone. Maybe you get the payoff. Maybe you get the payoff at Survivor Series.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is one of the better matches of the card, I think.
Sure.
To your point, these two women work really raw together. I really feel as though the suspense, you know, as to when Rhea Ripley gets her title back is what's driving this. Like, everybody's looking at, you know, she took the Judgment Day, she took Dom, blah, this, that, and the third. But I like this version of Rhea Ripley where she is the hunter and not necessarily hunted. And the way these two ladies work together is just poetry in the ring. It's just poetry in the ring. I'm gonna keep it PG. But it's poetry in the ring. Watching these two work. So, with that being said,
I personally have mommy issues, so
I'm gonna let you leave that one alone. As it pertains to the match, I thought it was really well done. I thought that there was a couple spots that each one of them missed. However, you know, when Dom broke himself out, and I was talking with my homegirl Stacy, who was you know watching it, you know, a little bit ago, but when Dom got himself out, I knew the match was over.
Yeah.
I know. So I'm excited about where this may go. To Steve's point, he wants all Judgment Day stuff to disintegrate. I think this is something that they can run with for a little bit. And now we have a new wrinkle into the mix with Raquel Rodriguez aligning herself with the Judgment Day and Liv Morgan. And
is she with the Judgment Day though?
All right. Okay. I have to interject now because
talk to me.
Y'all are letting y'all feelings for Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley get in the way of a clunky, spot missing, not really all that entertaining match. And again, like you said, like if you're gonna knock Nia and Bailey for missed spots stuff like that, we gotta do that with Liam.
No,
Rhea and Liv.
I love her.
You know,
I love her.
So we gotta keep it 100, as the kids say.
He goes, no, I love her.
Yeah. It's like eye candy aside. It's like, ooh, look, these are two beautiful. It was like, again, like when Dom picked the lock and stuff like that and came out, and I was like, okay, well, we're wrapping this up. This is getting ready to be over now, whatever. But I felt like there was too much, I guess, attention on, and there's Dom, and look at Dom. Is Dom still up there? Look at him. It's like,
well, that's why he's in the cage, dude. Like, that's the point of the match.
I mean, but it's Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley and Dom's hanging in the shark cage or whatever like that. I get it, but then y'all look, guys. Let's talk. The ending of that match was botched so bad.
Yeah.
It left a bad taste in my mouth, and it's like that match was good. It was okay.
Why did they ring the bell?
Well, they rung the bell. It's like Raquel came out too early. She put Liv on top of Rhea after she hit her with the move.
Yeah.
It was like, look, that was worse than anything that happened. And I just for that, it's like, I hate to say it. Look, that match was a couple of steps above the other women's championship match. I would say the Nia Bailey match was probably, if we're saying, worst match, on the card. Then that was it. And then I think this match was like a couple steps above it, because that botch was so bad. Raquel comes out, and look, I'm with y'all. Love to see Raquel in any way, shape, or form. But she came out. It was like people didn't know who she was. She came out to zero pop. There was no pop when she came out. She came out too early. The ref panicked. It was like the last 3 minutes of that match was such a cluster F. That I was like, what is going on? I was like, I wonder what the conversation was like backstage at State Farm Saturday night, because it was like, oh boy, we really screwed the pooch on this ending. This wasn't just a missed spot or whatever. This was the last 3 minutes of the match was just oh. It was just all over the place. And like I said, I'm just speaking my piece. It's like, look,
no, I respect it.
No, I mean, listen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The last 3 minutes was bad. The bell shouldn't have rang. Then it's like, that she was supposed to interfere and cost her the match, and she did, but via a DQ. So it was like really clunky. You know what I mean?
It was
but
just.
I don't care. I love her. I love her.
It's like, it's
he's like, I love her.
The end of the match. The end of the match was clunky. I'd be like, so I love my mommy. I never let her go.
I never let her go.
No.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So, but yeah, man. So that match.
I'm glad to see Raquel back. I think. I think now you have a nice little bodyguard storyline to get through the title. Now, not only you have to get through Raquel, I think that's going to be a
we'll
nice
see
little
that.
dynamic.
We'll see Rhea and Raquel. Go at whatever like that.
I want to see them go at it. To be honest,
I do.
Yeah,
so
I think
we'll
that
have,
would be a good match.
That. That'll be a program within the program where those two will have a couple of matches, I'm sure, and then finally, Mommy will get past that. And I think the next time we see Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley in the ring is probably at the Rumble. Because I feel like maybe they'll kind of maybe drag this on a little bit.
Yeah, they're gonna drag it.
Yeah, we won't see them in the ring together, at least in a match, until like the Rumble probably. But like before we get to like the match, I just want to throw this out. This crown jewel, we gotta talk about the Oil Daddy's belt thing or whatever like that. It's like, I don't know, guys. Like it gave me the ick. I was like, they come out there. You saw the belt in the ring, and I was like, me stupidly, I'm like, are we finally getting a women's mid card belt? Are we finally getting like?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was hoping.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, wow. I was like, we're finally getting like a women's intercontinental championship or a women's US championship. And it's like, no, here's a 50 carat, obnoxiously large, like,
It looks like one of those belts that you see like the NFL fantasy football belts.
It looks like one of those Fanatics belts. It looks like a Fanatics belt. It looks like one of those Fanatics legacy belts. And it's like, look, we love. Oh, good Lord, the thing's so ugly. It's just we love our Saudi oil daddies so much, and we have to do anything to appease them. So because it's like, look, they paid WWE a lot of money, for this spectacle. And again, we all know Crown Jewel shouldn't be canon. Now, while I like the aspect of, a cash in for Tiffy at Crown Jewel, whatever like that, I just feel like Crown Jewel should be separate from canon, from storyline, because we all know what Crown Jewel is. It is that they're getting this Saudi money to go over there and put on the show. And so it's just, I feel like nothing for the big picture at Crown Jewel. I feel like just let Crown Jewel be Crown Jewel. Like Gunther comes out, talks to Goldberg, which I actually like that segment. It's like, hey Bill, I got 3 minutes for you. I like that. I thought that was funny.
I like the heat that he drew because
you talked to Goldberg.
Gunther is very underrated with the heat that he can draw. Like you do not like
he's insane on the mic. He's insane. On the mic.
He's really good. You can't like him. And like, I think Goldberg oversold it. Like, I hope he's a better daddy than he is. Like he was like,
I mean, like,
got really pissed off
when he said, "Yeah, hey Bill, I got 3 minutes for you. Come on."
Yeah, I broke character. I broke character, and even Goldberg did, because that was hilarious.
It was hilarious. But I just had to address that, because guess what? It's Rehab season, y'all.
Yeah.
So it's the way he needled Bret Hart with Goldberg, and then went right back to Goldberg with Bret Hart. Like, it's just hilarious. It's great. Gunther is. If anything, I was disappointed that he didn't defend at Bad Blood. You know what I mean? I think he deserves that. I think he's really good. I've come around on him a lot.
Let me ask you this question, and we'll talk about it, next month. But this whole, Cody Rhodes Gunther match that's setting up for Crown Jewel, where's your head on that?
I actually like it. I think it's gonna be a good match.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good match. But like I said, I just think nothing else should happen at Crown Jewel. Nothing storyline related. Just let Crown Jewel be this separate thing. Outside of the storyline and everything else, like go over there. Just alternate universe. Just let it be that. Let's have this super match, if you will, and let Cody or Gunther. Like I can already see Cody with that belt around his waist or holding it up.
Gunther's winning that match.
But
Gunther's winning that match.
The smart thing would be Gunther to win it. But I can see Cody is like, because Cody probably already had dinner with the Sheiks and stuff like that over there, so they probably already got it.
No, what's gonna happen is Cody's gonna go. He's gonna be in the position to win. Kevin Owens is gonna cost him the match. Gunther's gonna go over, and then you're setting up Kevin Owens as a true heel against Cody Rhodes for the next couple months until Royal Rumble. That's what's going to happen. Because you got to get Cody out of the bloodline storyline. So now you.
I don't think you can at this point.
Oh, absolutely you can. You got Kevin Owens with like a work shoot heat on him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now you got something. You know what I mean? Now you got.
So let me ask you this question. Okay, and again, we're kind of bleeding into the last match real quick.
Let's get to it.
But when The Rock came out at the end, okay, the pop was insane.
I called it.
You did.
Yeah.
You and I both were on point.
Yeah, we hit the mark on.
Yeah, he was on point like Stacey Adams, man.
Right, but when he came out at the end and did the throat chop and the 4 and the 3, he counted the 3 and the whole 9 yards. Everything that I'm reading is that's a shot at Cody. So I'm not sure if he's gonna be out of
I
the
don't
bloodline
know.
nonsense.
I don't know because
the Rock is displeased. He is displeased with
Pleased.
both of them. He doesn't like what either one of them is doing because the Rock is behind Bloodline 2.0. We all know that.
We know it. So it's it's absolutely right, Coach. And it's like if you listen to his promo on Instagram, he was coming. He left it kind of open ended to go after either one of those guys. Mm-hmm. But I bet you he's going to go after Roman, and it's setting up for WrestleMania.
Cody at the Rumble, and Roman and Rock. We finally get Roman Rock Mania Vegas. It'll be fantastic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And God, I love heel Rock. God, I love
the final boss. This is his bit. Like Hollywood Rock was very good.
Yeah. Very underrated.
Yeah. The Hollywood Rock. People sleep on Hollywood Rock was amazing.
Yeah.
This final boss Rock is up. Is next.
It's
level.
off the hook. It's off the hook.
Next level.
Mm-hmm.
It's off the hook. Oh, Clay Holmes, don't do it to me, dog. I can't.
No, it's Weaver. Luke Weaver.
No, Weaver.
Like honestly, I think this match was really good. It put in a lot of different elements, right? The match was good. The storytelling of, all right, can I trust this guy? I can trust this guy. Because it was funny. There was that spot where Cody went to go for the tag, and then Roman was. I thought Roman did like a what do you call it? It was Hulk Hogan and Sid Justice, right? When Hogan went for the tag, and then Sid Justice jumped off the mat and like,
yeah.
Right. So that's what I thought happened, but then I looked and then it was Fatu pulled them off, right? Fatu pulled them off the rope. So that was awesome. I thought you're like, wow, this would have been great if he did that and like totally, went back to the bloodline. But like, no, it was really good. Fatu is amazing. He can work.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
He is awesome. He can work. So I like him. I thought it was good storytelling, but when Jimmy came out, I started to get that pop, and then like I think me and you, Sears, were messaging back and forth like when they hugged in the ring, like the field.
Yeah.
It was like Red and Andy at the end of Shawshank Redemption, man. It was
yeah, you're not wrong.
I was like, oh wow, like I was like, this is just great, but like, yeah, I mean, look, what can you say about, like I said, these were four guys in there just working their ass off, and it's like, again, he's not that spectacular on the mic, and like him being the tribal chief is like, but it's like Solo can go in there, he can wrestle, he can go, if people, he can wrestle, and I mean, look, I've run out of good things to say about Jacob. That guy is just he's
gonna be it.
He's so dynamic, and then they're letting him talk more. That promo that he cut on the way to the ring on SmackDown, I got goosebumps. I was like, it was like he was like preaching.
I love.
Yeah.
It was like, if you love Solo, then you love. I was like, what? I was like, yeah, I do.
Pass the plate.
Yeah.
Pass the plate.
Yeah.
Exactly. Jacob be in church crying, and the deacons don't even say nothing to him. They just like, nah, just leave him alone. He'll be all right. Just leave him over there in the corner by himself. He'll be fine.
But wait. We have to acknowledge the only tribal chief. You have to acknowledge him. Yeah.
OTC in the building.
He looked great.
Yeah,
he looked great for the layoff and stuff like that. He looked really good. I mean, how about that crucifix pin? I was
beautiful.
That was amazing.
Like, what?
Yeah. He's it, man. When he figured it out, and it's beautiful to watch. Like from where he was when he was stumbling over his words in a promo with John Cena to this point now, where he's just confident. He's it. He controls the arena with the mic, and he controls it with his face, his movements. Like he gets it. He got it, and it was great to watch. And Cody can go, man. Like,
I mean,
people wonder why he's the champ. When you watch him work, that's why he works. He can put on a match. So
it's
amazing.
No, my favorite spot in that match was when he was on the turnbuckle and he kind of just like looked at Roman and was like, "Well."
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
it's all you. That was such a great spot because it was
That
such
was awesome. That was awesome.
He was like, yeah, it was like, well, I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's like it's such a predictable spot, right? Like to boil down a tag match between the two main protagonists, right? Like to have like Roman versus Solo, but the way he did it, it's like, well, you're on your own now. Boom! Like that was freaking sick. I was like, what? I'm like, I'm like watching it, and my wife's like, "You're all right?" Yeah.
No, I was literally just screaming. I was like, they cooking. Like, I
was like, this match is awesome. I was like, I'm sitting there in my room, almost by myself, like, this is awesome. This is awesome. Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, honestly, I thought there were so many spots in that match that was just very well done. The one you alluded to, as opposed to Raquel Rodriguez coming back, the fact that the way they introduced Jimmy back into the whole story, the whole nine there, that was very well done.
Almost ruined it. You know what I mean? Right. Dad was trying to get him in trouble. Like, just get off the mic.
Right. So I mean,
damn it, Rikishi, get off the mic.
That match was so very well done. Even the aftermatch stuff, where he was walking up the ring and went back to help. And
right.
Yeah, you gave your word. Give him your word.
Final boss off, right? That's what pissed him off.
Right. I'm not sure what pissed him off, but this bloodline stuff is going to feed my kids. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here for it. Before we get out of here, where do you think this bloodline thing goes now?
War Games.
War Games. Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, nothing will happen at Crown Jewel. But like this thing is heading for Vancouver. So it's just we'll see. It's like, look, Roman and Jimmy, they gotta have a conversation with Jay here pretty soon, and Sami Zayn probably for that matter. Then because again, it's like I think they're gonna have to get the band back together, so to speak. Because we know what's on the horizon. What's on the horizon is the final boss. What's on the horizon is him being revealed as like he's actually running the show with everything else and stuff like that. So I think we can see that coming. But yeah, it's like I think the first step is now that you have Jimmy back. I wouldn't be surprised to see him show up on Raw in the next couple of weeks. And approach his brother and be like, bro, like you gotta
walk past him, like you know what I mean? Like they just set up like they'll do
the standoff. They probably won't even say a word. It'll probably just be like, oh, what you doing here? And then it'll be like Jimmy talking, like JLB standing there, or whatever like that. And then it's something like they're getting ready to put this together for War Games. So
what I would probably imagine that's going to happen is the Bloodline 2-on-4 really go after Roman and Jimmy, and the odds are evened out a little bit because Jay finally has enough and sees his brother and he goes and his family and goes and helps them. But then to your point, now you need a fourth man, right? Like it's kind of like the old before Hogan turned. Who's the third man? Who's the third? Like it's like who's the fourth man that's gonna go against the Bloodline 4, the Bloodline 2.0 4 guys, and join the brothers, the original Bloodline. So it could be Sammy, maybe it's the final boss, and then there's a turn. You know what I mean?
And then you have another tongue and a couple of Samoans waiting in the wing.
Well, I mean, they got family. They got.
I mean, Nia's family. I wish they would just put Nia in this whole thing that somehow like give her something to do.
Naomi's by marriage.
By marriage, right?
Yeah. Right. So I mean,
but Nia's the Rock's cousin, right? They're their first cousins. So like, I don't know why they don't give her a little run in this, but it's going to be interesting. I agree with you.
Nia, I don't think Nia is at the caliber of level to deal with this.
No, right? No, but I mean, I just wish they would acknowledge her that she's family, that she's.
Yeah. We'll see with that, but it's like again, like I said, Naomi is literally like she's like there, like she's husband. You know what I'm saying? Like people were adding her on Twitter, like, "Where's your husband at, ma'am?"
Yeah, thick.
You know what I'm saying?
Thick. Thick. Lord have mercy.
Anyways, man, this has been fun, man. I love doing these wrestling shows with you guys, man. Coach, give me a plug and a further to shut it down, my dude.
I mean, it's great. You know, it's like people like to sit up here and it's like, look, I'm gonna pull back the curtain a little bit, guys. We know it's fake. It's like as Drew McIntyre how fake it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, like exactly. Like I said, we sitting with those staples in his skull. You know, but again, love wrestling, love talking sports entertainment for this last hour. We definitely gonna have to do a Survivor Series show. I like doing these. I love doing the boardroom on Tuesday. These are fun as well. We get in here and get out. Look, you see the link, share the link for the wrestling show. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, you might learn a thing or two about wrestling. You might you see the passion that we speak with, about it. Maybe you might check out a Raw or SmackDown. What was that? Like SmackDown comes on Fridays, Raw comes on Monday. It's called Monday Night Raw, and it's called Friday Night SmackDown. So it's very easy to know what days they come on. So why don't you check them out so you can join the conversation? But other than that, guys, you already know God is good
all the time.
Drink your water. Make sure you stay hydrated out there. And that's the bottom line because Coach said so.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, back dog. All right, my man. Yo, Barry, man, another one in the books, my guy, man. I love doing this stuff with you, man. Give me a plug and close, shut it down, homie.
Yeah, man. Listen, I love doing this stuff. I couldn't wait to actually get on the show with you guys and talk some more wrestling. I thought the SummerSlam show was so much fun that we did. We could have talked for days, and I just love talking about. We talk about the matches, we talk about the storyline, but we talk about the business around it, right? That's what we do. That's what the executives do because we're smart enough to know how the business works. I've worked there for years, so it's funny that I hadn't watched in so long after I stopped working there, and now the villain's back. You know what I mean? The villain's got his belt. He's back. So it's so much fun to watch, and I'm glad to do a show with you guys. Listen, like Coach said, follow us, like us, follow our channel on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're streaming on there. Give us a like, give us a shout. People are feeling us. I feel like we got some positive movement going. So we're doing a lot of work, man. Just saying, hang with us. We keeping it coming.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you so much for popping on with us this evening, man. Yo, it's your boy Sears repping that 412 and the 703, man. It's a privilege and a pleasure to be able to do this show with these gentlemen. Listen, we got a lot of stuff coming down the pike. Like my guys alluded to, we do have a Tuesday show where we talk everything sports, anything from basketball, football, baseball. The Yankees are up 3-2 right now. So as a Yankee fan, I'm pleased with what I'm saying. Maybe if Aaron Judge can hit this ball off the park and give me some insurance, we'll talk about that another day. Whatever that being said, man, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.